I think we are back now, DJC, and we are here on Process, a map made famous by the North American scene. Maybe you can offer me some insight.
I did get to play CP Process in its first season of ESEA with my ESEA intermediate team. I even mentored a team on this map. I did some demo reviews of the originator of probably the best way to play CP Process, which was Mihai's Flow. The team featuring Pure, Soup, Shrugger, Ruin, Harblu, and someone that I'm forgetting, Wonderwall, sorry, that transformed into Classic Mix-Up. I do
Name
have
drop
a bit
in
of
there.
insight into this map. Yeah, man, I'm gonna let all those kids know all of the big names of American TF2, but the thing about this map is that it's so big that you either play really passive, and let's take a guess what Quarantine are gonna do, Admirable. You think they're gonna play really passive on the gigantic map? Or you can play hyper-aggressive, and I feel like hyper-aggression is kind of the best way to play this middle. There's so much room to maneuver, but you can really lock people out, because by the time you get into middle through the choke, if you make 2 aggressive rocket jumps, you're on top of the enemy team as they're walking around this giant rock near the choke, and it's really effective play.
Yeah, it probably is in America where you've got the gunboats and stuff, but man, this is Europe.
Even
We don't like
gunboats. Even without gunboats, man. I mean, I know that Harblu kind of made it famous to do the gunboat pocketing thing, but a lot of roamers I've seen do no gunboats here and still get really aggressive jumps out. If you jump intelligently, you're going to get across this mid very quickly, maintaining your HP to a very high level, and you'll be able to get on top of that enemy team. And the distraction created by the roaming soldier is so effective on this middle, because once again, if you just look at the layout, you see there's a giant rock in the choke that you have to get past. If the soldier gets on top of you as you're at that rock, there's not really many ways for you to go. You can back up or you can head forward, and neither of those paths are really desirable, because if you're heading forward, you're going to run into the 5 players of the enemy team converging on the point, and if you back up, you're giving up the middle, because you're just going to be so far out of the fight. I feel like even in vanilla, playing this map really aggressive is the way to go, but it looks like we're about to go live here at Admirable, so you can take this part away.
I will say hello and welcome to VanillaTV. This is Map 2 of the ETF2L Season 13, powered by TT Esports. Premier Division Week 4 fixture between Quarantine and the Last Resort. Last Resort just took Snakewater 6-1. This is Admirable with DJC and Comedian on the stream. We're going to the first middle, DJC.
Looks like we are in fact going to see some passivity here. TL actually doing the double soldier bomb. Yes, make it happen, Oh god, he died. He died horribly. But they are going to push across the point in return. Cyber's going to get a double kill. And in fact, Droso's going to clean up Lime as well. It's 3 versus 3 right now. No medic alive for Quarantine as Kritzonite did go down, so Kalho and Kuhn, the only 2 standing up against his and Donut, might see a play try to be made onto this medic. Evilmoon, in fact, the soldier will jump in. Evilmoon couldn't get his surf off, and Kalho will get the kill. But Donut will clean up Vikun, and that middle will go to the Last Resort.
Yeah, Evilmoon surfing into that yellow railing there. That was tough, man. That was heartbreaking. Nice little clutch bomb there from Kalho. That's going to equalize things. A little advantage, actually, for Quarantine. 30% right now. And we see Heist in there spamming a few stickies, trying to see if he can force an error from Quarantine. But, man, they're not going to be positioned too aggressively. No damage done there, really. And now the ball is in Quarantine's point, or court. It'll be interesting to see how they want to push in to CP3 here. TLR happy to sit back. They haven't opted to run a sniper even though they know they're at uber disadvantage. So it is going to be straight up Cookie Cutter versus Cookie Cutter Scouts and Soldiers. And check out the push from Quarantine coming in from the computer room there. Soldier bombs in aggressively with the demo man. This is Fu and Kalho creating the space, forcing TLR back to the choke. This is going to allow the rest of their team to cap, but actually they're not holding the choke. They should have been playing a little bit more aggressively there and really denied them that opportunity to push back in. They have forced the Uber, but they've just lost 4 players there. They're probably going to lose the Spire even though they have a little bit of an Uber advantage. Kritzonite has just found his scout. The Uber advantage isn't going to be much because he doesn't have a soldier to build with him. It's going to be a defense on last year, Uber versus Uber, and that just was a bit of a car crash from Quarantine, really, DJC.
I feel like this map really plays against Quarantine's strength. They like having kind of early Uber pops. They like playing really defensive, but you can't do that on a map this big. You just get locked out of so much area. You see there, they get their Uber popped so early just because that's their play style. They have to bomb their demo man into the enemy choke. Foe was really aggressive up there. He even had a soldier supporting him, but the map is so big and the Uber was used so early that TLR just went, oh, they're coming in. We should just probably leave and come back in like 15 seconds, which is exactly what happened, and that's why we're now sitting here watching TLR pushing last. They're going to have a bit of an early Uber themselves. The quarantine counter Uber is going to come out. TLR actually just rotating out instantly. They just wanted the force and are now getting Foe to chase really aggressively. He's up in his tunnel fighting his. Traxantic comes in on the flank and will take down Vikun, and look at this damage coming in from his. Cyber's going to clean up Kalho as well. 2-for-1 trade so far. Actually 3-for-2. TLR up now with 4 players, and Kritzonite went down to Cyber there, but Donut's going to get it a bit ahead of the pack and die to Donut. Evilmoon, his, and Joseph alive will just take this opportunity to defend the Spire, put themselves in a nice position, have that little bit of height advantage. Oh, we're going to see double NG. I thought that was disallowed in Europe, Admirable.
Not in Europe, we just have a heavy limit one, and we allow the other utility classes to be doubled up. You know, you can have double Spy, double Sniper, double NG if you want. We don't play Gravel Bit anymore, so it's not really that much of a problem, because the Engineer is just so slow. Not too dynamic, but if they want to push out here, they do have the security of a sentry on last. Although with that current position, it wouldn't really be doing much damage. They're looking to push in though. TLR coming in from the right side on the attacker perspective. The Uber is popped off instantly. The sentry goes down, and zappis switch back to Scout Quan as well. No Uber yet for Kritzonite, but his team are all pretty good health. TLR are very, very low right now. 2 frags come in, but they just get players on the point. GJC droso caps it out because Quarantine just didn't have a great position there, I think.
Yeah, and you see the difference in TLR's Uber. In the first case, they were even, so they popped early, got the force, and just backed themselves up, let Quarantine make the mistakes. This time, TLR took a ton of ground before they ever popped that Uber. Now, I'm honestly interested to see again if Traxantic goes for the suicidal jumps on his middle. He's in choke right now, going to get his rebuff. I'm expecting the double rocket jump. He's going to skip over that roof. Donut's down. Traxantic pussies out on the roof jump, honestly, and just backs up as Joseph goes down as well, and here comes the aggression out of Quarantine. Traxantic's going to get a free pick onto Vikun as they push into the choke here, but the cap is started by Quarantine. Actually, look at this aggression out of Quarantine, already inside second. They will take down his with the combination of Kalho and Foe doing damage. Cyber's forced to back up with the Evilmoon despite the fact their Uber is here. They might want to contest this, but it's just so risky to go into 2 soldiers and a demo man. I think even TLR, who have been very aggressive this map, are going to have to hold this one up and give it up and see what they can muster for a last defense.
Yeah, I'd be happy to sit back on last. It's just so cavernous, so ginormous here, that the distances to cover are just detrimental to any aggressive play, and the Uber is forced off earlier for Quarantine, but they do manage to pick up Cyber there. The pocket soldier of TLR is down, and the Uber has been forced off. Evilmoon is struggling to find players. He does find it's heavy, but right now Quarantine are going to be regrouping and pushing in again. There's a soldier up top as well in that panic room. We've got Lime and zappis, but he gets destroyed by Heist. That must have been called. They get taken out. Demo man with great awareness there. Only the Queen remains alive. And he's going to try and assassinate Heist here. He's juking around. Heist really needs the support of his team, but no one's there. He gets picked off. Queen going huge. He might get a soldier as well. He's dancing around on the stairs. Picks up Cyber. He's going huge. Tim, the man from Holland, picks up a brace, and that's going to deny the TLR push out. It's going to be Uber advantage for TLR though, but Kritzonite with the man advantage, with Quarantine, I mean, they could just push right now, but they're opting to hold it, and the spawns come in for TLR. They have actually pushed in a little bit. They've got position on the point. TLR really need to get there. They don't have Uber yet, but they... Oh wow, too many players committed to the point there, DGC. Quarantine a little overzealous and just get destroyed.
That was such a chain of just horrible mistakes. Like when TLR didn't support his aggression at all, that led to Vikun's huge plays there. And then Quarantine just decided to push off of those picks, despite the fact that the spawns were so early. Cyber's already in mid, speaking of mistakes. He's trying to 1v6 the entire team. Will get taken out by Kalho. His reinforcements do come though as the TLR Uber is popped. Kalho has that height advantage, sitting up on the crates where it's so hard to get to him. But Lime is just going to jump him, and, Donut and Traxantic are going to jump him and take him down.
Yeah, Heist's trying to spawn camp there, but just caught with his pants down. That scout was just 2 in his face, and he panicked, and the Uber was forced off there. Evilmoon had to save his demo man, and it's just become a very scrappy middle fight here. It's still a man advantage Actually, it's even. Two apiece down, and Zappis picks up Traxantic. That's going to swing things into Quarantine's favour. The Ubers are in favour of Evilmoon, but Quarantine would be wise to just push now once they have this one player advantage. Right now, they are coming into that choke, but it's just Kritzonite and Fu. They needed a second player here to have a little bit of security on that combo. Here comes Kun, and they're going to start moving forward. Fu trying to do damage onto that Spire, but now they back out. Quarantine falling into the old trap again. They're going to play defensive. They're going to sit back when they're at a disadvantage. TLR could easily just sit here if they want, DJC.
You know, I actually really liked watching that last mid-fight because it was Quarantine being taken out of their comfort zone. It was kind of like a backstreet brawl of TF2 where all of your strategies and all of your preconceived notions just go out the window, and you're just going to have to take on some DM fights, and you see everyone is doing what they can, letting their natural instincts take over. Oh god, I have to get height advantage and shoot down at the things and hope nobody shoots up at me. And luckily Quarantine managed to hold that middle. Right now, TLR do have their Uber up, but they are up one round, and I think they're just going to try and bait out the aggression from Quarantine, because as we've seen tonight, when Quarantine do go aggressive, they're just simply not as good at it as you would expect a Prem team to be. They're just so used to the passive play, I think, that it's hard for them to actually play aggressive. You see one soldier, I think that's Traxantic, trying to make some plays in the sewer here, baits both scouts him, but he's not going to get any picks. Meanwhile, the Uber's coming in. Kalho goes down instantly as the floodgates are breached. The Uber has not yet been... has been popped late, very, very late by Kritzonite. Lion's gonna get a clean kill on the Demo Man there as his goes down. Zappis and Kun, meanwhile, gonna flood in and take down Josephile, and Cyber Donut will get the retaliatory kill onto Vikun. The numbers are far in Quarantine's advantage, which is why I'm so confused to see a TLR is so aggressive in this choke right now. They're backing it up, but they stayed in far too long there, and I'm honestly shocked Quarantine didn't punish them for it.
Yeah. TF2 cliche number 406. They just overextend it a little bit there. I think TLR should have been happy to get that initial pick, but they opted to chase down a few more frags even whenever Kritzonite had managed to get himself a little bit over an Uber advantage, milked it a little bit. They could have just got that pick, fallen back, and then allowed Quarantine to push into them, but they went for it. The trade didn't work out for them, lost too many players, and now they have lost that Spire. Quarantine with an opportunity to equalise the score here with 20 minutes remaining. This is VanillaTV with Admirable, DJC and Comedian. We are here for the ETF2L Season 13 Premier Division, powered by TT Esports Week 4 fixture between TLR and Quarantine. Is the last resort and Quarantine, sorry. And TLR just pick off Zappis there, and that's going to deny the push out and actually force TLR to push out here. They're playing very aggressive from last, pushing with a one-man advantage. 5 players still up for Quarantine. The back cap is a very real threat, but it's not happening right now as everybody from TLR seems to be on the Spire right now. They're going to try and clean up. They get Traxantic and Cyber. That's both soldiers down for the last resort. And Quarantine are going to push in on the flank here. They're running into a Demo Man though through a tiny choke point. His picks up too. Quan and Line go down. Fu manages to get Evilmoon, but a lot of damage has been done. This Heavy's too slow to get onto the point. Stop spinning your minigun, bro.
Oh, just the saddest thing in TF2 is the spun up Heavy shooting at the thing that he can't possibly kill in time. That was just so bizarre by TLR. I mean, I saw his move instantly when Zappis went down, started the push. It's a scout on a map that's just huge. It feels like you would realize he'll be there in time, and it cost TLR badly. Traxantic trying to go in aggressive again, but actually botches the double jump this time, pops straight up into the air on the roof. Flow is down though, so Quarantine might have to give this up. There's a scout in behind on the Evilmoon. Traxantic's there with the shotgun, but it will not matter as Donut takes him down instantly. Kritzonite has made it out of this middle, behind on the Uber just slightly, but he does have some players there to help him, but his is in, getting aggressive. On this point, the soldier bomb's going to come. Cyber going for them air shoots, but Traxantic's going to come in from behind and steal the kill away from him. Making all of Cyber's efforts for naught, and I think TLR want to push this instantly, or they should anyway with the soldier down, but I guess they just do not have their players there, do not have the scouts to get the cap time on the Spire. Donut in fact in aggressive on last when they need the Spire cap. It's a bit of a weird play, but I would reckon that means Donut's going to come back and try his hand a little bit of a Spire sniper action. Meanwhile, Traxantic trying to peek in, wants to get aggressive into this last, but there's a Demo and a soldier locking him out, so he's going to think the better of it and just stay back and hold with his team right now.
Donut opts to spawn as Scout. Interesting. I've seen this quite a lot actually. TLR seem reluctant to break out those pick classes until at least they've Ubered in once. And right now, that is the situation we're at. We're at an Uber stalemate here, 100% charge versus 100% charge. Quan manages to pick up Cyber as he was thinking of pushing there. That's the pocket soldier of the last resort down. So that means they're probably not going to push for at least the next 15 seconds until he gets back into the game. And will he spawn as an off-class? I'd be quite surprised. He does spawn as Spy. DJC, I've had a premonition. I'm good at this game, bro.
I wouldn't be saying that right now, seeing you do have that big matchup coming in with Epsilon in a little while here. Probably a week or so, I'd reckon, after the wild card. And I think that game is going to disprove that you know anything about this game, James. You guys get annihilated 5-0, 5-0. We are going to be watching Cyber move into last here. He's actually taking the upper rowdy spots where everyone is. But the problem is his cloak's going to run out very soon. There's nowhere to hide but this one spot. This is the hiding spot. What the hell? Why did he do that? He ran into the back of the sniper, got spotted, and then taken out instantly. Bit of a fail spy play there from Cyber.
He could have stabbed him. I was watching his POV, like the animation came up for the backstab, but he like chose not to, and I think he'd already bumped into him, but maybe he wanted to go for the medic, but got spotted. I don't understand, DJC. What is this? We're lost for words here on VanillaTV as that spy play fails. It's double sniper here from Quarantine, which is interesting, really abusing the long lines of sight on this last. Bite says it's too big, and as I say this, zappis switches back to Scout. If I was Quarantine here, I mean, in general, whenever I play an Uber versus Uber stalemate, I want the Scouts up, man. Because, you know, you've got Uber, you're expecting your medic to be able to save everyone. You want the defender's advantage to be enough and keep those Scouts alive so you can instantly push out. And Quan is going to remain on sniper, and fairly ballsy play from TLR. They managed to get some time or some distance forward before they pop off that Uber, but the counter Uber comes in from Quarantine. Cyber goes down, and this might encourage Quarantine to push out, but Heist has got good control of the lobby right now. He does get separated by Fu and picked off, and Quarantine are just putting them through the meat grinder here. Evilmoon recognised the situation was going horribly and just ran. What?
He's going to a backhand right, and there's a soldier chasing him. He will surf it away, and a demo man actually comes back as well. Wow, that point looked completely clear, but I guess one soldier spotted Evilmoon and panicked and ran his way back to defend it.
I should stop calling things that I don't see. Assumption is the mother of all. I'm not allowed to swear, sorry. But we're back here on CP3 as Quarantine using this medic advantage to push forward. No heals for TLR right now. Evilmoon just back in the game. Kritzonite on a 90% charge here, but somehow they're managing to lose a player. Quan goes down, but they pick up 3 for their trouble. Heist on the flanks, picks up line though, and he is sticking up the choke right now. Gonna try and force off that Quarantine overcharge. It's gonna be tough though for TLR to hang on to this. It's 8 seconds before their last 2 players spawn in. Droso is back in the game, and already Quarantine bombing in, forcing them back, and they're just gonna retreat to last and hold up there, DJC.
And you will see TLR spawn with their heavy. That will be Donut. Lime getting the forward spawn here. Quarantine have the decent sized advantage right now, but they're missing a few players. Push might not go so well. They're actually going to come in and pop the Uber very early, give it to the demo man Flo, focusing that heavy down, but they have yet to take him down. Use so much of the Uber to do that, and here comes Traxantic's bomb. Everyone went for the air shots on the flying scout, and Vikun will go down to the ground shot. TLR have cleaned this up very admirably. They will take Flo down on the flank as well, but the medic is on point. Kritzonite going for the huge play, but Lime has his shotgun out as well. And that will be a full wipe for Quarantine. You can just see that it took them so long to get that heavy down. You gotta think maybe if they waited a few seconds, had their second soldier there as their push went in, could have gone a little differently, but TLR will try to retake this despite the fact that Evilmoon is not yet spawned. No heals up on TLR. They will take the point, but everyone for Quarantine has gotten the forward spawn, so I think this is where TLR's aggression will cease.
Yeah, I know it's maybe hard to quantify at times, but it just seems like in a lot of these situations that TLR are just out deathmatching Quarantine whenever it comes down to it. Like right there on last, they pretty much lost all their 1v1s. TLR were just too strong, and it's not even focus fire. It's just seem to be getting outplayed, out damaged. And right now, it looks like TLR want to push. They're trying to posture a little bit now. They fall back, doing a little bit of damage. And here comes Quarantine. They're going to jump in without Uber. Oh, it was actually Crits there. Missed that one, DJC, but didn't even matter because Kritzonite got destroyed by a sticky trap of Heist, and they pick up 4 frags, 5 frags. Only Lime remains alive. Oh, STV were probably screaming out that Crits was in the game there, but I missed it, DJC, and TLR are going to cap middle and pick up Lime there. That was a needless death, but I think they've just given up the Spire as well at this rate. Already Heist and Cyber streaming forward, taking up position here as Evilmoon comes to join them it's going to be a full Uber advantage here. Maybe, no, Evilmoon actually wasn't healing for the whole of that middle. It's only a very small 5% Uber advantage, and Quarantine has switched back to normal Uber. It's not crits. Okay, DJC, I'm done.
You know, I did notice that Kritzonite Admirable. The only reason I didn't point it out is because I wanted you to embarrass yourself, and you played right into my hands. I am the puppet master of this cast. I feel very satisfied right now. Did I make you sad? Is that why you're not talking, Admirable? But whatever, the Ubers are pretty even here. TLR do have full control, full aggression right now. They're in position to push. Looks like they do want to go right off the button here. They're at 90%, going to get this in about 3 more seconds. And they're trying to flood in through this door, but look at all those rollers coming in. Going to force the pop very early, and the multiple 3 flashes make it 4. In fact, TLR going to do nothing with this Uber. His, in fact, getting caught out by Fwo, but Fwo is far too aggressive, and his has won the 1v1 battle. Donut trying to come into last right now with no Demo Man. In fact, Donut and Josephile, they're going to eat the same rocket, though. Donut goes down very quickly. Vikun getting the cleanup there, and everyone focusing down Josephile will get rid of him as well. So despite the fact that TLR got a very quick demo pick there, they will not get too much out of that advantage. In fact, they're now 17% behind on Uber, which may be just enough for Quarantine to push out here, but with it being 1-1, I don't know if they'll risk it. In fact, they are going to push out. Vikun onto the point will get taken out by 2 nice direct rockets from Traxantic. There is a soldier on top of the point, and Evilmoon is very low, running into some ramps and some other geometry. Josephile trying to contest this is dancing and weaving, but Evilmoon's going to go down to the rollers. Trags jumps on the point as well. We'll get Fwo, his with the cleanup onto Zappis, and Traxantic is just kind of stuck in between a rock and a ramp right now. Scott's on the spire, forces Kritzonite to Uber the Demo Man bomb as well. Scott's going to go for last. Donut on 118 life. If they can defend this, he might have it, but he's going to have to come back. He realizes the situation. Medic is alone right now, gets taken down by Donut. Kritzonite away from his soldier there. They didn't realize he was returning to the fight. Donut on 15, but HP in the lower right now. Spire will be capped, but Donut's trying to make the crazy play. Will take down Live. Josephile is here. His backup has arrived, and Donut will sink down to 1 HP, having saved that point for his team.
He almost cleared there. That was so close. But beautiful play there. He had the opportunity to go for the backhand, but opted to come back and clean up, and that seems to have worked out well for them. And TLR are just going to push straight off this 2-man advantage, not even going to wait for that Uber charge. Scout straight on the point in the defensive position from Quarantine means that he gets so much time on it. That's such... the danger of this last point, DGC. It seems so tempting to defend from far back from this height advantage, but you just can't control the point from there, and they've been punished. And TLR sitting on a 1-round advantage here. 10 minutes left. You're with VanillaTV here for this ETF2L Premier Division fixture, and it's gonna be Heist making the aggressive play straight onto the point. Doesn't get any damage onto anyone at all, but actually just trying to bait the scouts forward from Quarantine. Traxantic bombs in and finds Fwo. What a boss. And Droso onto Kalho, and 3 down for Quarantine. There's already a scout behind it on their medic.
He's missing everything though. Pulls out the pistol to finish off Kritzonite after like 7 or 8 scattergun shots. Will take the Kritzonite down. So it'll be a full Uber advantage for TLR, and I just kind of lost it on that middle because the only reason Fwo went down to that rocket of Traxantic is that he made the awful mistake of jumping as the rocket hit him in the head. So he took fall damage as well as the rocket and died. TLR want to move into last very quickly here, have their soldier and Demo Man aggressive and on the right side, but Fwo is going to jump away, recognizes the situation. Donut's going to go down, as well as Josephile, so no scouts here for TLR, and I bit my lip, but I'm going to soldier on. Evilmoon on 20 HP as Vikun will clean down Cyber, and here comes the aggression again. I hear an Uber slot going off, but kalho will finish off Evilmoon. His has made the pick on the Lime, but it's not going to matter. Traxantic will go down as well, and it's just Donut alive. He is a fresh spawn, and despite his clutchery last round, he is not going to go for the 1 versus 5 right now.
Clutchery. That's a new word committed to the dictionary of esports lexicon. Wow. And right now he is hiding in the corner here. He's not playing spy, but he is going to go for a backstab with that scatter gun. It's 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot on the Kritzonite. Manages to finish him off fairly succinctly, and the rest of his team are bombing it in here, catching Fwo off guard. Quan goes down as well.
And you know what we're not going to miss right now, Admirable? Evilmoon is swapped over to Kritz Creek, has it up to 50% right now. Lime is going to take down Donut here, but Josephile has initiated the cap on the Spire, and TLR are moving into the lobby here to force everyone out, as the Kritz is about 4 seconds away from reaching its maximum charge. And we're gonna have to get our eyes onto his right now to see where what is gonna happen with his crits. But he's already into last, so it looks like that should be a Traxantic crits. He's shooting those long-range rockets. Evilmoon's gonna get body shot down by Vikun though, and Traxantic is making the bomb into the point. Scout is on it, but the air shot takes him away from the fight. He's gonna hit the miracle weapon alive, and that will earn them the capture. That pipe saved it and earned TLR the cap to make this 3-1 in favor of the last resort on CP process.
I think Heist has been taking some night classes at circus school, man, because that was some sick juggles there. Unbelievable. I'm going to see that in a frag movie for sure. Already, we see Demoman duking it out on middle. Fu takes it sticky from Heist, but picks up the med pack as he does the same. The scouts of TLR with a great position up top, denying that bomb and soldier. He's still doing damage somehow, but Lime eventually gets shut down, and wow, Quarantine actually picking up 3 frags in exchange for 2. They should be moving forward onto this point and forcing TLR out onto choke. Zappis finds Droso, and that is going to be 2-on-3 here as Evilmoon and Cyber back off. It is normal Uber for Evilmoon, not that Kritzkrieg anymore, and Kritzonite on the same. They're pushing forward, trying to get into the spire here. The spawn wave is going to come in slightly faster for TLR just due to the close geographical nature, and that means that Kritzonite and his Quarantine band of merry men are going to back off the middle and just rethink what they're going to do here, DJC.
But with 6.5 minutes left in the game, Quarantine's brains have to be working in overdrive right now. There is not a ton of time left. You can see a scout right now is dancing around in that sewer trying to bait something out, see if they can get an overextension out of the last resort here. But you're going to see the Uber pop, and Fwo didn't realize it was going to happen because he backed up, so this Uber is going to be a waste for Quarantine. Soldier jumps in really aggressive. Fwo going to make a nice pick on the donut there, but his just had so much of that Uber, but he's going to overextend as well and get taken down. This has gone horribly for the last resort. And they have lost 3 right now, and in fact, Quarantine are flooding into the spire. I'm trying to see right now if there's going to be a crazy, crazy flank by Josephile, but there will not. He's just backed up to last. He's going to make the intelligent play, instantly switch to heavy, come out, spin up, and then instantly stare down at Demoman and Soldier as everyone is died. Double heavy, that's illegal! Illegal! They've lost the round by forfeit, if not for the fact that they had lost the round legitimately, even with their awful cheating ways. We saw this in Epsilon versus Infused in the ETF2L Grand Finals several seasons ago, and the exact same thing happened. It's like God said, you use double heavy, you must pay regardless, and that will make it 3-2.
Interesting to note that Donut doesn't actually speak great English, so he sort of comms with Droso in French on a whisper key. But we're back onto another middle here. Big bomb in here from Line. Doesn't manage to finish off Evilmoon, but landed the first rocket. Evilmoon doesn't seem to care too much, so he's healing his Devilman. His Heist catches a sweet pipe from Fu. And right now, TLR are in a dangerous position. They're in this area behind the crates near the rock, which sort of sucks, but Kritzonite's already down, so there's really a timer on how much damage Quarantine can do before Evilmoon heals up and actually gets his Ubercharge. He drops his Scout Droso but pops off on Cyber to go UH here and clean up, but he's all out of ammo. He has to reload his rocket launcher, reload his shotgun. He goes in to try and trade, but really he just needs to get back and keep building that Uber because Kritzonite now has the 30% advantage. He's going to keep going though. They know the spawns are coming in. Big play from Cyber, sweet magic rocket onto Kalho there, just catches him with a meat shot directly above him. But they do give up that middle point finally, and I wonder if Evilmoon's kept his awareness on this Ubercharge here, because Kritzonite, if he pushes on the button, they might just clean house. Actually, they are going to fall back behind Spire. I'm happy about that decision to make a DDC. I will sleep easy tonight.
And Quarantine do want to move with this instantly. Kritzonite at 98% right now. They're going to pick his before he can get that last miracle sticky. Kritzonite pops right as the rocket was about to hit him. Brilliant right-click ability there. You rarely see medics right-click in that situation. I know you, especially James, like to drop it when that situation arises. But Quarantine do have a back cap situation in effect right now. Have to go back and clean up Donut. They have mid, but they have lost their Uber advantage. Now down 35 to 90%. So despite the fact that they managed to get in and get some nice frags there, the back cap, very intelligent play out of Donut, swings it back into TLR's favor. Looks like TLR do want to push right now as they have his and a scout at choke right now. Walking through, they're stuck on the rock though, trying to breach very slowly. Evilmoon's going to eat some splash. Pops very early, and the headshot going to come out from Zappis. That will hurt this push quite a bit, especially because Vikun is now coming and clean up Traxantic, and looks like he is going straight behind. Kritzonite moving into mid, but Vikun will get cleaned up by Donut. Cyber gets a kill on Lime there as well, so despite the fact that Quarantine now have their Uber up, And, oh god, Zappis will take down Donut as well. 2 huge headshots. Evilmoon and his the only ones alive. I thought Quarantine had honestly kind of wasted a bit too much time there, but not if Zappis is going to headshot the world. There's just 2 alive right now with 2 spawns coming for TLR. They're going to try and defend this though, but Evilmoon's going to get headshot again! Zappis having the round of his life here. But they just don't have any scouts to cap this right now. They're trying to get the soldiers up there, take this height advantage, but they're aware the bomb's coming in. Here's soldiers on, but he will get directed by Kalho. The Uber is forced out. Kalho doing a lot of damage here. Zap is going to get the air body shot to finish off Cyber, and the scout is behind as well. They're not capping the point right now is the big problem, despite these frags coming in, but Evilmoon is just now spawning. So this will work out to be about a 20% Uber advantage for Quarantine here with 2.5 minutes left, Admirable. And this, as casters, is exactly what we want, a clutch last-minute stand.
Yeah, Quarantine couldn't pick a better time to go huge, but they're coming up against a solid blue defense here as TLR just absolutely destroyed them.
Why the hell did they go in?
Oh, Fu had been pushing ahead on his own for like 10 seconds. They didn't all need to cap Spire, they should have just pushed last. They had the man advantage, they had 6 up, maybe 5 up against 2. They opted to just like, times 6 on the Spire, what? Just go ahead, use the man advantage, get those easy picks, but Fu wanted to, but the rest of his team didn't bother to back him up, and it just got really messy, really strung out there on last, and the heavy, just, an immovable object in that case, and now TLR with that Uber advantage, they're going to Uber through choke here, aware of that sniper, don't want Zappis to do any more damage to the head of Evilmoon, and they forced them out to get in time on the point, and this is a great situation for TLR, to be honest. 1 minute 30 left and a round advantage. They hold middle. They don't need to push it all here. They can just play the clock, but they might want to go for it anyway, just for the fans. But no, look at them backing off DJC, assuming that defensive position.
I will save my disgust with that entire sequence of events until after the match has been played, because we do have 1 minute and 15 seconds left here. Quarantine about to get their Uber. They have a 35% advantage. They need to take 3 points to tie this up and force it to a golden cap. But look at Donut's positioning right now, hiding for that back cap. In fact, he's not even going to go for the medic for the force. He's just going to wait. He's going to pressure the Spire as soon as Quarantine come in. Their Uber is going to pop. Zap is there in position as the sniper, but the scout is going to go to him. He's going to get an entryway pick on a line. The back cap has started, and Quarantine have pretty much lost the round by not spotting Donut here. He's got 75% of the cap and more. Scout and Soldier will come back to get him, but there's only 45 seconds left, and TLR have their Uber up 4 versus 4 here. Quarantine gonna have to drop this Uber, but it's gonna be popped in time. Kuhn gonna get taken down. TLR getting very aggressive here onto the demo man. He's gonna go down. Flo in the lower gets caught out in the computer room. Kritzonite is now trapped behind enemy lines, and TLR gonna take this cap. Here comes the bomb out though from Lime. Gonna go for the air shot, pulls out the shotgun to finish off Traxantic. Only 20 seconds left in the game. I don't think there's enough time for them to cap this, and TLR already flooding back to middle just to defend this. Zappis will go down, Lime as well. The Cyber's aggression on the point. Vikun will come in and clean up Cyber, but the GGs will be called, and that will be the game. TLR will take this 3-2 over Quarantine on CP process to make this a clean sweep, 2 maps to none in this ETF2L official match.
Yeah, that means that TLR are going to be tied #1 with Crack Clan. We'll wrap things up pretty promptly here, DGC. I will, of course, jump the gun and ask you who your man of the map was. Ha! Suck it.
Oh man, I've done this a few times. I'm gonna give it to a man on the losing team. Zappis went nuts at the end. He was pretty much the sole reason Quarantine stayed in that, even though they later shot themselves in the foot, in the other foot, in the face, in the brain, pretty much everywhere they possibly could have, with that push into last with Uber advantage to end it. But I will give it to Zappis. He had a great game, showing once again that he's kind of the star of Quarantine, even though he's one of those old fogies coming out of the retirement home to come back to Prem TF2.
I'm not sure who to go for here. I don't have a strong opinion about this one, DJC. I'm going to close my eyes and point at the screen. Oh, actually, everyone's left. Only Donut remains. I'm going to give it a Donut there. Why not? Who cares? Donut, my man of the map. This has been VanillaTV with Admirable, DJC, and Comedian. This has been the ETF2L Season 13 powered by TT Esports Premier Division Week 4 fixture, Quarantine against the Last Resort. This has been Map 2. Snakewater finished 3-2 in favour of the Last Resort. The first map, Snakewater, was a 6-1 rout by the Last Resort as well. You should check us out at VanillaTF2.org. You can find us on IRC at #VanillaTV on irc.quakenet.org. On Facebook, we are facebook.com/VanillaTV.org. On Twitter, we are at VanillaTV. YouTube.com/VanillaTV.org. SteamCommunity.com/groups/VanillaTV. And Twitch twitch.tv/VanillaTV, but you're already there if you're watching the stream. We need you to hit that follow button and help support competitive TF2. We're trying to bring it out to be a real esport, not just a crazy hat simulator. Anything else to add, DJC?
Good lord, that push was the worst thing I've seen in my life. I vomited.
Do you want to break that down, or are you happy with that analysis?
The last people here sticking around, when you have 20% Uber advantage and 2.5 minutes left, you often get in this mindset where it's like, we really need to win. We don't have much time left, so let's panic and do whatever the dumbest possible thing is. In that case, it was running in, committing everyone to that push. I wouldn't have a problem if they just threw in 2 people, maybe to try and depressurize, get some picks so that they have better spawns coming into the push. But they gave everyone in, they just shoved their medic in, Kritzonite walks in and dies, and it took away any chance they had. That's it, man.
I'm glad you got that off your chest, DJC.
If you wrote down the exact description of what that play was, I would vomit on it and throw it in the trash. It was disgusting.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in, guys, on Twitch. Check out our VODs from the previous games. We're actually trying to update our YouTube channel as well. There was a bit of a backlog there. Basically, from I-46 onward, we're going to get all the VODs up there. Eventually, a great new script from Skyride is in effect, so hopefully that'll speed up our workflow, our pipeline there. And, well, thank you and good night.